Good afternoon, 11th of February. It is cold, absolutely freezing. The part of the morning down the play centre today, and still had to keep the coat on. It was that cold. So, AccuWeather checked for later. Session on this evening in Enfield, so no snow due, no rain due at 6 o'clock, which is good. We'd still be on anyway. It's rare that we call sessions off unless it's a red weather warning. Typically it's on, but it's certainly cold. So it's office time now. Couple of hours to get some stuff done for GPSs, and then back home, bite to eat, and out on the pitch. Just a 1 hour this evening, so it's a quiet one, and then get a bit more work done in the evening time. So we'll update and keep posted with the videos from today's sessions later on. Just seen a very interesting post on social media there. Just a question to do with education as coaches, and do you learn from courses, or do you learn from the players that you work with? Interesting to look at it, and only now obviously just seen it, so the thoughts are raw in my head on it. But I think you learn as a coach, you learn from the players that you work with, and that needs to be, like, I'm 20 years now coaching, and I have a varied range every week, from force, like last night I had January 2016 kids that are literally gone 4, starting out on their journey, to then teenagers and seniors, all in a given week. And you learn from each experience that you coach, but I think a big part of it, of the experience that you give, is you as your personality, you as an individual. I think that's, you put your scope, your personality into sessions, and from that you gain more experience and education as a coach. I've done a lot of courses, an awful lot of courses. Only 2018 I spent about 20,000 on coach education, between the masters, A license, and other bits. About 20 grand. Now, is that 20 grand's worth of learning, or 20 grand's worth of 20 grand plus of worth of contacts? I think courses, education courses to coach, are very big for networking as a coach, building your connections within the game, and equally then, I think light's playing a major issue today. 1 second. Then basically building off those networks, and that will again grow more knowledge that you have. There's only so many courses that can give you education as a coach, be it formations or otherwise. Formations, you learn by trying, you learn by failing, and you learn by winning. What works, what doesn't. As a coach, you learn what sessions work and what doesn't. I remember one of my most famous sessions that didn't work was in the early days of our Minute Academy. Would have been September, October 2013. I did a Pac-Man session. At the pause the video, sorry, major sneezing moment coming on. I had probably September, October 2013. I did a Pac-Man session, and the Pac-Man session kind of look back and learn from it. Apologies, there's a sneezing moment. I look back and learn from it, and in my head this session was going to be great fun. Grew up with Pac-Man, everybody will understand the game. Loads of cones laid out. Oh, gotta sneeze. Nope, sorry. That's the thing about doing live videos. Sometimes the silences might play up. Had all the cones set out, everything looked great, looked wonderful. Session was perfect, and put the kids in, and I think within 90 seconds I scrapped it. And to this day, I still think, okay, was I right in doing that session? I do apologise, there's going to be stops in this 60 seconds of this mid 60 seconds of this video. For some reason I keep sneezing. Yeah, I think about, was I right in doing that session? Did I learn as a coach in doing that session? Yes, I did. There was so much going on. It looked great. I could see the paths. I could see the way the kids had to follow. But I must have had 50, 60 cones out. Now you're talking about going back seven years as a coach has developed, I feel, massively in that period of time. But that was still 13 years after starting coaching, that I made that error or that mistake. Now, I went back 3 weeks ago and played Pac-Man again. And it ran brilliantly. The kids had an absolute blast. But it was done indoor, and it was done using the lines on the indoor floor instead of any cones. So all they had to do was basically dribble with their ball along the white line, red line, green line, whatever it was, and effectively catch or be caught or whatever it was, whoever was on. But it was the same concept, but in a different environment, and it worked. I equally completely simplified the entire session with no cones. It was just using the environment that we were in, and that worked extremely well. So 7 years on, I still went back to something I believed could work, which just didn't work at the time that I had tried it. And the irony of it is, the kids that did it this time were younger than the first time that I had tried it. So it was all about the environment. So that education that's where I learned. I learned from something I tried that didn't work, but wasn't afraid to go back and try it again. Albeit all them years later, I went back and tried it again. And so as a coach, you will learn most of your education, I feel, on the pitch, in your preparation, in your sessions, and when you debrief or relook after your sessions of what happened, you will learn from that experience. While your courses, things you attend, the events you attend, is as much about learning from other coaches and their experiences, and then the networking gained off that. So as a coach, it's important to recognize when the environment is in place for you to learn, and also when it's the correct environment for the kids to learn. And never to be afraid to go, scrap it, it's not going to work, and change it. Put your hands up and go, that didn't work, no problem. My brother-in-law's coached with me for many years now, and he reminded me at Christmas of the Pac-Man session with a Pac-Man glass, and it was quite funny. We laughed about it, and I told him I'm gonna go back and do Pac-Man one day, and it took about 3 weeks later, and we went back and we did it, and we both laughed that it worked. So never be afraid to fail, never be afraid to admit that you have failed, but also never be afraid to go back as a coach and try again. Here in Enfield, Soccer 365, the show must go on. It's cold, but it's stopped snowing about 6 minutes ago, which is good. 11:30 p.m. on the 11th of February. Just wrapping up the office. Been a busy evening session. Finished at 7. Home, bite to eat, and then back down to the office. So home and then back up early, and we go again.